How goes it, everyone? Steve Wiss here, and I'm with Ashley Waite for a weekend preview show. We've got several bets and picks and suggestions, analysis lined up for Saturday and Sunday for you here. Ashley, how are things with you?
Going well. Just ready to attack these weekend plays here. Yeah, we had a good show last time, so trying to keep that rolling. Kind of glad to put the last several days behind me. It's like always one play away the last few days. I can't complain too much because it's like win one, lose one, win one, lose one. And kind of like treading water, but it's literally just one play away all week. Like today, one Pinamonti shot for Sassuolo away from a 3 unit day, and instead it ended up like a quarter of a unit. So, yeah, I'm but this is what we do. We kind of tread water through the week, and then we wait to get to the weekend for our big fat slates. So yeah, just excited to break these down. What's up,
You know
Sonny?
what? The comment you just said there, can't complain too much. I feel like every single sort of gambler says that at some point as a figure of speech. Like, can't complain too much, but yeah, we always want that bit more, don't we? We want that the full house. You want that day where every single pick wins, and then only then can you be completely
Well,
satisfied.
I did so much work.
Um,
I capped for so many hours yesterday, and I had some, good hits, and then literally it's like one shot takes me from, a difference in 3 units and a quarter of a unit, and that's like the third time this week that's happened. So to be so close to a monster week, but yeah, I mean it is a part of it. I say I can't complain too much, but I sure as hell do, and I'll keep doing it. Yeah. If this Aussie played on hit tonight, I'm gonna be complaining about that one too.
We're going to be talking about both the FA Cup final and the DFB Pokal final. We're going to start with the A League final. It's a show of finals today, Ashley. A League final. This is Central Coast Mariners against Melbourne City. It's a one. This is it. There's no. It's just one leg, isn't it? I think. I've not actually checked the rules and regs to be fair. But you pick for the game both teams to score an over 2.5 goals. Finally, this is the end of the A League. You'll be very very sad to hear, but hopefully one last winner to round things off.
Yeah, those are very interesting odds too. One minus 30. So yeah, should be minus 130. It's a little bit juicy, you
There's a
guys.
graphic problem there.
It looks cool though.
I knew I knew I shouldn't have put you in charge of the graphics today.
I think you should leave it to confuse the people that are already confused.
Yeah.
Okay. So minus 130, yeah, it is right there on the edge of juice that I'm comfortable laying. But, I'm tired of adding things to try to get people a little bit more value and just complicating it. I'm taking both teams to score, and I'm taking over 2.5. Um, Melbourne City are just very slight favorites actually here for the history of how they play. So I kind of got tempted a little bit at the double chance for Central Coast, but Melbourne City are at home here, so they're going to have the slight advantage. But I do think that Central Coast will get on the scoreboard, and I definitely think Melbourne City will at home. So in that case, all we need is one or the other to score that extra goal for us to get us up and over that 2.5. And yeah, it's a little bit juicy, but if you're someone who is like me, you don't really like laying juice. I don't think that's horrible juice, but wait live, and literally within 3 to 4 minutes, that'll start dropping pretty quickly. Um, but I just went ahead and played it at this because minus 150 something I would wait live, but yeah, this one I'm fine with the minus 130.
I suppose it's worth mentioning this will be inside 90 minutes for
Yes.
those who are, potentially this match could go to extra time, of course, and penalties, I guess, presuming they do that down under. But it would be quite a fitting way for the league to finish, wouldn't it? With a goal bonanza, because there've
It
been so
would.
many goals in the A League this year. Hopefully, we get both teams scoring with at least three
Oddly
goals.
enough, what's strange is when these A-League playoffs, it's like there've been a lot of unders for the last several years, which is kind of counterintuitive to what their typical season is. But I'm expecting this one to go out with a bang. I don't expect either team to sit back here. And Central Coast, well, they're not necessarily undervalued because, like I said, Melbourne City aren't huge favorites, but Yeah, I like Central Coast here in the spot to score on the mighty Melbourne City.
Melbourne City won 5 of the last 6 head-to-head meetings, so yeah, you can see why they're the favourites to win this final. It looks like they got the wood over Central Coast a little bit. They always win it, don't they? I think Kisnorbo's Melbourne City won this last year. Not sure entirely. So I actually hope Central Coast Mariners take the glory.
Oh yeah, me too.
Different, you know.
Yeah, I love that team. I've loved betting on them, so I'm pulling for my Central Coast Mariners.
Sonny says he fancies Central Coast Mariners, which is interesting. Hopefully, I hope he's right there. They've been a good one. Whenever I've seen them on TV, Central Coast have been a team just completely, gung-ho football, really, end-to-end, looking to be positive.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Melbourne City are as well, in fairness, but it'd be nice to see an underdog prevail. So that's the A-League final. Now we're going to talk about the FA Cup final. Now we've treated you here. We've both got a bet builder for the game, just a 3-leg bet builder, nothing too fanciful, but obviously there's going to be a ton of betting action on this fixture. It's always the big games that bring out the bettors in their droves. I always say you're probably better off looking at some second division games somewhere around the world if you really want an edge, because the books are so sharp on these high profile games. But here we are, Man City, Man United. City are the favourites inside 90 minutes. I think they're around about the minus 200 mark. Let's just talk about match result first and potential for goals. Who's going to win the FA Cup, Ashley?
Well, I'm going to say Man City. I don't necessarily think that they will walk over them. I could see Man United getting on the board here, possibly, but Man City actually has a really good record of keeping clean sheets. I just think that Man City are the best team in the world right now, and on top of that, just going for the trifecta, right? So they have the Champions League coming up. So I would be a little more concerned about that if they weren't going, for the Triple Crown or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I think they will find a way to get the job done. I don't know if it's a blowout or not, but I say they win it in 90 minutes.
I'm also going to predict Manchester City to win the FA Cup inside 90 minutes. You can get them if you like Man City on the money line, minus 175 with a bookmaker called Come On. I think we've mentioned them before on this show, haven't we? I still have not investigated this book called Come On. I don't know how legit they are, but they are on the Bet Explorer website for odds. So they are the standout price on Moneyline for Man City. I do think City have just got too much extra quality, but it's still a Manchester derby within London. Man United will be desperate to stop City winning the treble.
Yeah.
Of course, United had their own famous treble in 1999.
Right.
Which has never been done before with over here. So if City were to match them for that, I think they'd be a bit gutted. So this is their chance to stop City. So they will be motivated. But Man City is so strong, aren't they, this season?
They are.
Hello, Hannah. Hello as well to you, you beautiful human being. Thank you very much for popping in to say hello. Where was I? FA Cup final.
She's right there.
Is she really?
She is.
Give us a wave, Hannah.
They want to wave. Come wave. You've done this to yourself. She's coming.
Hannah, give us a wave. There she is. There she is.
But yeah, I would expect United to put up a fight here, right? Because just trying to play spoiler, and for fuck's sake, it's United and City that's like bitter rivals. So yeah, I definitely expect them to put up a fight. I just think that even watching Man City, I'm not a Man City fan. I don't dislike them, but they are a pleasure to watch. What a fantastic team. That's just pretty football that they play. So yeah, gonna be tough to take them down.
I don't know many Man City fans. I mean,
really?
No, I don't know many. Obviously, the Gallagher brothers are the most famous fans, and there is a lot of diehard Man City fans who went through the club thick and thin. When they were in like Division 3, I think it was in the late 90s. But I don't generally in life know that many Man City fans. George Gamble, who I was worked with on the the Bet Rivers shows occasionally. He's a Man City fan. He's the only one that I can think of.
Interesting.
Do you know many Man City fans? On your time, on your social friends, whatever.
No, I think just a couple. Yeah, no, definitely not in person because I live in the U.S., where I don't know any footy fans at all. But yeah, that's surprising with as being as fantastic as they are. I guess there's more Man United fans. And now I definitely on social media have more Man United fans. That's for sure.
I'm not bashing City there, by the way. I'm just one of those things that I never mind when they do that well because I just don't know how many friends. I don't have any friends who are City fans who are just going to gloat. So I never mind if City do all right, really.
Yeah, I just like it, just because, like I said, I'm neutral, but I do love watching a fantastic team play. Yeah, so they are that. It's just really pretty to watch them run around that pitch. They are something to behold for sure.
First bet builder, then I'll let you take this one away. I'm going to put it up on the screen now. These have been done at Betfair. But you should be able to get them pretty much on most books. So that is your personal bet builder. It's at plus 258. Talk us through the three legs here.
Yeah, like I said earlier, we've had some decent shows. So I'm gonna swing for the fences on a couple of these. Yeah, so plus money, so no one has to be too stressed out. Just put a little beer money or whatever the case is. But I think it has a great chance of hitting. I will never play anything that I don't think has a good chance of hitting, no matter how great the odds are. So for this one, Casemiro, just to have a shot, make sure that you don't choose a shot on target. Even though I think that's possible, but we just need him to have a shot. It doesn't matter how shitty it is. And he's just typically been rolling with those. He comes out and usually comes out firing. I think we might even hit this in the first half. So him just to have a shot. And we also need the same thing for Bruno Fernandes, just to have a shot. Neither one of those to be on target. And I'm throwing this in here. What's boosting it up to such a great price is I'm going to add to that for Bruno Fernandes to be booked or carded, however your book has it. Like we were saying, these are two bitter rivals. I think that Man United don't just lay down for Man City. I think they go down swinging. Fernandes is one who typically gets booked in these situations and gets warned to be booked a lot. So yeah, I love the price. I think it's worth. Now I'm not playing a full unit. But I definitely think he and Casemiro get a shot. So, and if Fernandes gets booked in those 90 minutes there, that's a nice plus 258 hit.
Yeah, that part of the Fernandes one is actually to score or be shown a card. So if he did,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So you've got that in your bag as well if he was to score, which is not beyond the realms of
yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, I just messed that up because we were going back and forth before the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I was kind of flirting with the idea of taking him to score and to be booked, and then Steve came across this little gem here of him to score or be shown a card. Yeah, so my bad. Make sure he has that typed up right though. So just kind of pause it when you go back and look at it, and so if he scores, he doesn't have to be booked. So I love it. I think it's got a decent shot. Love the price.
It's quite a unique market from Betfair to score or be shown a card. I suppose if you can't get that, you could actually take almost two separate bet builders, where one you have him to scoring, one you have him to be carded. And I know if you were to take one, it would be in the card market because you do like him to be booked in this game. He gets away with murder a lot, doesn't he? But hopefully not in this instance. I've got a bet builder as well. Again, I'm going to put it up on screen. And I've actually missed the bottom bit out. I need to put it so. For God's sake. Anyway, I'll have to explain it. Everyone's looking at the Erling Haaland selection.
They're going to see Erling Haaland. They're going to know what it is.
Well, not necessarily. Actually, no, it is. It says at the top, doesn't it? Yeah. Erling Haaland, one or more shots on target. Man United, the Haaland one is self-explanatory. He averages nearly 2 shots on target per game. From you roughly averaged 4 shots per game as well. If he can't hit the target in the FA Cup final, I'd be stunned, to be honest with you. Man City, most corners. Again, it's a pretty obvious one. They end up usually with about 7 or 8 corners in a game. they should dominate. Proceed. Man United don't actually have that many corners, often because their wide players just go inside and they're not stretching the game as much. But yeah, Man City should get the most corners, and probably the most dangerous part of the play is Man United to receive the most cards. And this is an FA Cup final, so anything can happen. But Man United are the least foul team in the Premier League this season. I don't know why that is. It's a very strange statistic. Manchester City, the cleanest team in the Premier League. They only average, I think, 1.1 cards per match. Mm-hmm. They tend to play it really clean. It is an FA Cup final, so you could get all sorts of shit go on, time wasting, random things can happen. But if it plays to the norm, you would expect Man United to probably have about 3 bookings in 90 minutes here, and Man City to have maybe 1 or 2. So I think United to receive the most cards is what I like as part of my trio, plus 152 for my bet builder. And hopefully we can cash with both of these and have a good FA Cup final.
Yeah. And hopefully one of those Man United cards goes to Mr. Bruno Fernandes. That'd be nice.
I think Bruno and Casemiro have a very good chance of getting booked in this game.
Yes. Those are always the two that I look at because I'm trying to branch out into the cards market. And yeah, I think either one of those guys is a good bet for a booking.
And to be honest, if City were to have a booking, it probably would be Rodri as well. That midfield tussle just going to be a bit manic, full stop, isn't it? So yeah, hopefully FA Cup final's a good game of football. We're going to move to the German Cup final now. This is Leipzig against Frankfurt. Interesting little clash. And you are going to be going a little bit sentimental here, because Christopher Nkunku, anytime scorer at plus 110 in his last match for Leipzig, he's going to go out with a bang. Do you think Leipzig are going to win this trophy as well, perhaps?
They've been playing really well lately. I'm kind of surprised, really, that you can get them at around like minus 135 on the money line. But I think that Frankfurt will, I think they'll net too. So, yeah, I'm just going to look at the angle of, if I'm expecting Leipzig to score, who do I like to score it? And I'm very surprised to be getting Nkunku at plus money here. With it being his final match in front of their home crowd, I just do kind of think, he's off to Chelsea after this. So he's been an important player for them. He's been injured for a while, but coming back from injury, he's been in fantastic form as soon as he's, stepped back on the pitch. So I think that'll continue here. And at plus money, I just think it's worth a swing with the sentimental part of it. I think that he's going to, try to leave an impression in those fans' minds when he steps off that pitch. So, and maybe prove to the Chelsea fans what they're getting, right? So, yeah, at plus money, absolutely. I'm going to take that.
Yeah, I like the play. I do like that play a lot, actually. I think he will be trying hard. And then when the match is finished, you'll be thinking, what the fucking hell have I just got myself into going to Stamford Bridge? Because right. Every player in the world seems to be heading there right now or is linked with Chelsea.
Yes.
Should be a good game. I know we've got another goal scorer in one of your accumulators later involving this game, but this is another tasty looking affair. I'm gonna get this match out of the way now because it's the only Swedish match we've got on the slate on the show this week. This is a Sunday fixture. It's Elfsborg against the Djurgården. This is one of my plays. A team that served this show very well is Elfsborg. Have been flying, 8 wins in a row. We took the overs on them last week over 2.75. Certainly didn't expect they would be the only team to score though. They beat Malmo 3-0.
Crazy.
Which was a rather sensational result. This Elfsborg team could win the Swedish title this season. You never know. I don't think they will. I think Malmo still will win it, but it'd be nice to see Elfsborg get a good run going. Anyway, they're home against Djurgården in this game. Djurgården are really good at home, but terrible away. 6 wins out of 6 at home, 4 losses out of 5 away. And they've lost to some pretty shit teams away as well. So just home comforts for them right now. I'm going with the Elfsborg team total, over 1.5 goals. Just need 2 goals from them. They will slip up soon to some point. It's just inevitable. So that's why I'd rather take them than the money line. But you can get them plus money to win the game still.
Yeah.
Despite this unbelievable run. But they've got the thing that I like about this team, Elfsborg, they score a lot of goals, but they don't rely on one player.
Right.
The whole team scores goals. Like, you could have an anytime scorer pick on literally all their players if you wanted, apart from the keeper.
Yeah.
Because they're all capable of chipping in. It's just it's hard to explain, really. You don't often see it too often in football, do you? Where, I mean, the one thing they're probably lacking is a top quality striker. That's their one weakness.
Yeah, but when you're on this play though, like the match total or team total, that's actually good that they can spread it around, right? Because you don't have just that one guy where you're so dependent on him that your bet, he gets hurt in like the 28th minute or something and comes off, and and then you're just scratching and clawing for a push. So I kind of like it when there are a lot of capable scorers, right, but not necessarily one main guy. I think that can kind of help sometimes with bets like this.
Yeah, it seems the two wingers especially are going very well. And Draker, who's actually leaving the club in the summer to one of the Belgian teams, I think it's Ghent or Genk, and Bernhardsen's been in pretty good form for them as well. But yeah, if they can get the centre forward scoring, they kind of rotate the striker, then they're in business. But just get me 2 goals. I don't give a shit who scores them. Get me 2 goals on the board, and that'll do me for Elfsborg. So that's the one Swedish play out of the way. We're going to move back to Saturday now. Loads of matches on in France. Where the hell do we start here? Because we've got a lot of... I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go with your treble here, Ashley. This is involving 3 matches. We've also got Celtic bunged in here for good measure.
Because I have to make it an Ashley treble after all. I can't stay in the same league. I had to put something in there quirky. So
that's up on screen. It's a -107 treble. PSG against Clermont. PSG over 1.5 goals. Lille money line against Troyes, and then Celtic against Inverness Caledonian Thistle in the Scottish Cup final. The pick for this one is Celtic in the first half money line. If you're wondering what that meant on screen, to win the first half.
Yes.
String those together, -107. The floor is yours.
Yep, pretty straightforward here. PSG, I expect them to score twice to go out with the bang here. You guys know Mbappe let us down on our big, huge scorer parlay, so I'm thinking he's got a shot to maybe cover this line on his own. But regardless, PSG, they're playing this very weak Clermont side, and I don't think they have a problem scoring twice. Lille, I love them in this spot. I was thinking, going back and forth between money line, team total. So I just don't see them losing. I don't see them drawing. So yeah, it's a little pricier, but I don't care. I'm just going to take them straight money line. Celtic, this price was actually better, but there's been a lot of money coming on them specifically in the first half. It was -230 last night. And then when I was doing the numbers for this show, it's all the way up to like -335 or something like that. So yeah, if you're going to bet this, I would definitely get it in sooner rather than later, because there's, for some reason, a ton of money specifically coming in on the first half for Celtic. So yeah, PSG just scored 2 goals. Doesn't matter who wins. Lille to win. Doesn't matter how many goals are in the match. And then Celtic just to be ahead at halftime. And -107. And I expect Celtic to blow this team out. So typically you're the most hesitant first half money line, or I am, because sometimes teams start slow and then build up. But I just think that Celtic are they're just so much stronger than this side. I think they could score a couple in the first half.
Well, they're a second division side, aren't they? Inverness Caledonian Thistle. So
yeah, this could get super ugly for those guys. If Celtic don't show any mercy, yeah, it could get pretty rough.
6th place in the second division. How the hell did they get to the Scottish Cup final? I need to check their run here, because they're
probably wishing that they didn't right about now.
Well, they get a good day out. I mean,
true.
They're gonna get a good day out. I mean, obviously they had some luck with the draw. I'm just looking back at the hell they beat Falkirk 3-0 in the semi-final, was it? And then before that they beat Ayr 2-1. No, that was Falkirk who beat Ayr 2-1. They beat Kilmarnock 2-1. Kilmarnock are SPL, aren't they? They beat Livingston 3-0. And they beat Queen's Park. Hold on a minute, I'm getting confused. You said they lost the game. I don't know.
But they've come up against, they're about to be running into a buzzsaw in this Celtic team here.
Yeah. So. And I do agree with the other two picks. Really, PSG should be finishing very strongly against Clermont and Lille. Lille just need to win, and they're in the Europa League. So
correct.
Should be job done for them.
Main thing here, we just need Celtic to come out fast. I think they do. And so, I think as long as we hit that Celtic one, we'll be good to go. What's up, Beetle?
Well, thank you very much for your kind comments. Hope you enjoyed the show the other day. Watched it on demand. Sonny says he's a big fan of that Casemiro shot. I think it's a great price. He's undervalued every single game. He
is. And if I'm not mistaken, now this might have been a boost price that I saw or something, and I don't do those, but someone had posted this some like a plus 240 for him to have one shot on target. If that's a straightforward price, that's pretty insane, I think.
I mean, it's a big price. I really do. Yeah. He likes to he will time his runs forward, and he's really good finding space from set pieces as well with the header. So
he is.
Yeah, it's a great price. We're staying with France. I've got an interesting pick, an outshot double here in Lorient against Strasbourg. Now, the goal scorer pick is a player called Enzo Lefebvre, who is going to be leaving the club. This is going to be his last match for Lorient. He's going to be on his bike. I'm actually a little bit excited about him. He might even come to Leeds, potentially, because the Lorient manager, Regis Lebris, is strongly linked with Leeds United. This maybe he'll grace Yorkshire, but he's better than that, really. I think Dortmund will link with him as well. So fat chance of us getting him. But he's a really good midfielder. He's only scored 5 goals all season. But the most important thing to note about him, he has come all the way up through the youth system at Lorient. He's never played for another club in his life. And he said in an interview he was disappointed that the club didn't offer him a renewed contract. Basically, meaning they just want to cash in on him this summer. But he professed his immense love and passion for Lorient as a club. And I just think he's going to want to go out on a high. He's a really good technical player. I think he'll be on all the free kicks. I think he'll try. He's actually plus money just for a shot on target in this game, which I think it's a great.
Really?
125 for a shot on target. I think it's a massive price, but I think he can score because I've got a feeling they might put him on a penalty if they get one. They actually missed a penalty last week, so there's no reason why he shouldn't go on a penalty. He's never taken one in his life. I looked at the stats.
That would be hilarious. First time penalty, oh my God. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
He's a really good technical player. Lefebvre actually in French means the fairy. So is this a fairy tale finish for Enzo Lefebvre?
I'm glad that's the direction you went with it. That could have gone all kinds of places. Yeah, I mean, and if he's like in love with this Lorient side, it's like he has to be the only one, right? So you think they'd want to keep him. Maybe that dude wants to show them what they're giving up. Hell, you hit that guy with the plus 900 scored in the first 10 minutes. So when you're giving out these big prices on these scorers, I'm loving it because when that shit hits, I'm jumping up and down like a crazy person.
Yeah, I think he's wanting to keep an eye on. Like I say, he's good on the technical free kicks, and this is a double. I'm going to have a bet builder inside the game. Enzo Lefebvre to score and be carded at 29-1 because I am of the firm belief if he does score, I think the shirt's coming off, to be honest, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a message below underneath it, which is like, something like Lorient till I die or whatever.
Hey, they're getting rid of him. It might be something like fuck you Lorient or something like that.
It's like
maybe his pants come off. I mean, who knows? It's going to be a big deal if he scores. We don't know what he's liable to do.
I mean, it doesn't matter if he gets booked here. He's leaving the league. Right. He can do what the hell he wants. If he does score, I think he'll go crazy. And it's just one of those. I think we just need the goal, really. I personally think so. I just hope it's one of those where we talked off air, didn't we? Imagine if VAR ruled it out after he celebrated it, and then we're waiting for him to score again. But,
No, it won't happen because it's your play. If I put it in, some shit like that would happen. Yeah, he'd get the goal, he'd get the card, you'd be all excited, like popping your champagne, and then VAR steps in and does what they do. But yeah, that should definitely be a fun little play there.
Look around Europe as well, by the way, on the final match days, players that are on their last matches for clubs who might potentially score. Doing that double to score and be carded is well worth a look because, like I say, last day the shirt will come off more than the first day of the season, won't it? So, and the rules are the referee has to give a booking. So, occasionally they'll turn a blind eye, but in this instance, hopefully they don't. Let's go to a bet builder for you. Again, we're in Torino Inter Milan now in Serie A. 3-leg bet builder. Sure, some of you can guess certainly one part of it. A good old trusty one. Federico Di Marco, 1 or more shots. Does he ever not have one? Sanabria. Antonio Sanabria, 2 or more shots.
That is correct.
For Torino. And over 1.5 goals in the match. This is Torino Inter Milan. So, for one last time this season, your man, Di Marco.
Yes, Federico Di Marco. Love this guy. I think the first time I started talking about him, he had hit 19 of 20, then 20 of 21. So we've been betting him consistently, and he just keeps hitting. So now this is our last time betting him, and no, probably not because we have Champions League, but he's up to 27 of 28. Yeah, so the guy is just the picture of consistency right now. His last match, he actually had 5 shots, which is crazy. So, yeah, he's not a forward or anything, but he's just a guy that loves to take shots. He'll take a couple of cracks at it from outside the box, inside the box. Doesn't matter to him. He just loves to shoot. I love this guy, 27 of 28. Like I said, the epitome of consistency, which is what you look for in the betting world. So, doesn't have to be on target. Sanabria, I think that Torino at home here, Inter Milan is a big name, so it doesn't matter if Torino's safe or what the case is. These teams always are going to get up to play these bigger name sides. Inter, Juventus, AC Milan. That's just the way that it is. So Torino, Sanabria, I've actually taken him to score a couple times in their last few matches. He's in good form, and yet again, his shots don't have to be on target either. So I can see Torino scoring in this match. I may sprinkle him as an anytime goal scorer. I'm not sure yet. But if I like him to score, then, yeah, I definitely like him to get a couple of shots off. And then we just need 2 goals. I kind of like the over 2.5 here, a little bit contrarian. I think most people like the under. But, yeah, I think it's going to be kind of like a, carefree kind of going at each other match. Inter will be rotating. So that's another thing, right? Just make sure that Di Marco is starting. I think that they'll still field some strong people, at least at first, just to keep them fresh, if for no other reason. Yeah, but always make sure that Sanabria and Di Marco are both starting. And then 2 goals. Doesn't matter if it's 2-0, 1-1, whatever the case is. And at -110, I like the price of the form these 2 guys are in. And I think we do see 2 goals in this match.
Yeah, Torino have been in pretty good form to finish the season, actually. Unbeaten in 5 games. Nicely in mid-table there. Had a very good season, actually. Fair play to them. Inter Milan safely in the top 4, unless they are, even if Juventus were to go back to the courts again. But I think that's pretty much determined, isn't it? So nice. Yeah. I agree. Last game of the season, I'm always looking at goals. I wouldn't be backing unders in any game last round, never, because there's a lot. Statistically speaking, it's the highest average round for goals in most leagues in any around the world.
Yeah, which is talking about Italy. Just to throw, we have tons of picks already. It's not official, but I like goals in the Cremonese match because I'm like you. Yeah, it's like it's kind of sad to see the bigger 5 leagues winding down, but yeah, I like goals. So I'm going to be swinging at a lot of different plays, teams you might not usually look at for goals. But yeah, Salernitana Cremonese, I like the over there at a little bit of plus money. I think we see goals in Italy tomorrow.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to see these leagues winding down. But I'll tell you what, actually, it feels like it's been a hell of a long season
It
for
does.
the mainstream European ones with the World Cup sandwiched in between.
Right.
And yeah, I think it's almost good to have a break from these ones actually until August or end of August with the cases of some. Right, let's go Sunday then. I've got a couple of plays in Norway. And a bit of an unremarkable looking game on paper. Storm's Godset against Haugesund. But I think there's a really good chance of a home win here at -125. This is a boring bet, really. It really is. It's just so unoriginal.
Give it to me. Give me
on
boredom. Give me boring winners.
It's just straight on the money line. Not even a handicap. It just needs them to win the game. And the simple fact is Haugesund is just a terrible football team. If you look at all the metrics in this league, shots, XG, XGA, they're ranking so poor for all of them. And they have managed to draw 3 games, 2 of them 0-0, beat HamKam. But for the most part, they're just a miserable outfit. They really are. They're just not offering anything, especially offensively. They've only scored 5 goals in 8 games. 3 of those goals were in 1 match. So it just shows you how toothless they are. And Storm's Godset are the sort of team you always want to bet on them at home and bet against them away. Just the way it is. They're just the last 5-6 years they've been such a strong home team. They're well supported at Marienlyst Stadion. They have a really nice anthem played out before the game at home. I think gets the players going. The sort of place it's hard to go to. And they've had a manager come in who used to be manager at K from Oslo in the second tier. Complete change of system to 3-4-3. That takes them from 4-3-3 to 3-4-3. Can take some time to adjust. And they're just starting to show signs, I think, Ashley. I watched them last week, and that was the best they played all year against Odd. And they would have won that game, but they missed a penalty at a crucial time in the game.
Of course.
So, yeah, it's just a wonder you weren't on them, really.
I'm very shocked about that.
Yeah, they missed a penalty at 0-0. They fell behind, but did come back to equalise. But it was a really good performance, and I think they kick on from that. They're going to beat Haugesund. So, Godset have won 2 out of 3 home games, both in 1-0. So 1-0 could be on the cards. I actually quite like a goal scorer in this game as well. Jonathan Brout Bruns. Don't know what price he is, but I've noticed he's been getting a lot of chances recently. A lot. And he did score twice in the Norwegian Cup on Thursday, so he's tails up. So I think Godset 2-0, maybe 3 even. -125 on the money line. Again, I don't think a lot of people will look at this card and this match will stand out at them, but I think it's a really obvious home win to me.
Well, yeah, if it's an obvious home win, I'll tail it for sure at that price. If you think there's a chance they win 2-0 or 3-0, that's a steal at -125 then.
It is. So you've got a massive play coming up now. A six-fold involving goal scorers and shots, and one of them is involving an Eliteserien match. Bring it up on screen now. This is probably the biggest play we've ever had on the show, isn't it? In terms of number of selections.
I think yeah, I think so. I don't know. It's close. So these are my favorite bets anyway. So I in my VIP right now, we're on a 5-0 run with the last 5 goal scorers, and it's not taking people like Holland, right? These are like +220s, +210s, +180s. So again, it's just my favorite, and we're kind of like on a hot streak. Obviously, a +1044 is tough to hit no matter what it is, but we almost smacked it out of the park in the last one. Mbappe, of all people, fucked it up. So, of course, I'm going to throw his ass back on here, because if he does that 2 times to me, then yeah, shame on me. But yeah, we're going to take Mbappe as a scorer. Like I said, I like PSG to score multiple goals. Typically, he'll be involved. Lacazette, battling it out with Mbappe. I think he goes all out to score here. I like Lyon in the match. I think they can score a couple goals. So, yeah, if they score twice, I think he scores one of them. Jonathan David, like I said, in our treble, we have Lil on the money line. I think Lil very well could put up several goals here. I really, really like them to push to win this match, and you guys know he leads their charge. So, and then my guy Kyogo Furuhashi for Celtic. We've taken him a good bit. Very expensive on his own. So throughout the season, we've taken him to score and Celtic money line, and that bet's been kind to us. So we'll give him a shot here. And this one really boosts the odds. I have no idea if you guys want to leave this in or not. Kolomowani is around plus 240 by himself to score. Now, they're coming up against a Leipzig team that has been playing well, but Leipzig are only minus 130 favorites. So I don't think the books, no, and I'm certainly not expecting Leipzig to shut him out. So, hell yeah. Kolomowani. Oh, no, we did it over 1.5 shots. God damn it. Okay, yeah, if you want to throw it in there and make it this price even, like, just blow this price up, take him to score. But, yeah, I took the coward's way out, over 1.5 shots. And then my guy for Bodo, Amal Pellegrino. This guy's like minus 120 on his own. So feel free to play, these guys that aren't too crazily priced as singles. I will be. But with Mbappe, Lacazette and Furuhashi, like really, you're not getting any value taking them as singles unless you're going to take them to score multiple goals. So Pellegrino is for Bodo. They're on the road here. So, up to you whether you want to throw them on there. I am. If I'm going to shoot at this many, I'm just going to shoot for the moon here. So
10-1 bet builder. You can't moan at that, Ashley. Six-way bet builder, not bet builder, accumulator parlay. Hopefully this one cashes. I was really close on the show. Mine nearly cashed last week on the show, and it was Mbappe that let me down as well. Bastard.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, if he does it again, what can we do? We can just bitch about it.
I know.
But I will certainly be bitching about it if he does that to us twice.
Got one final play. I'll be quick here because we're nearly at 45 minutes. Viking Molde in Norway. This is a must-watch game. This is the late evening kickoff in Norway. I would thoroughly recommend anyone to get on the FIFA Plus website and stream this game because there's going to be a lot of goals in it. Our Viking games average 3.9 goals per game, and Molde matches are averaging 3.8 goals per game. I think that's enough explanation, right? Check out the head-to-heads as well, by the way, for these two. It's absolutely crazy with goals, mostly because they just want to beat each other all the time. So, yeah, I'm not going to add anything more there. You just have to just look at the stats and the players involved, and it really should be a goal fest. So, Viking Molde over 3 goals. And get that on your streaming schedule on Sunday. So that will do to finish off the show. Loads of picks for you to get.
Yes, good Lord.
There.
If you can't find something on this show, Sharky here, any chance Pellegrino gets sold soon? That is Steve's forte, so I'm going to let him answer that. But my only comment to that is, God, I hope not, because he's one of my favorite things to bet for the Bodo. So.
Well, the thing with Pellegrino, Sharky, is he's actually quite old. He's 33 this month. So in footballing terms, he's quite old. What I do know is he went to a Saudi Arabian club called Damak FC, and he only stayed there. This is 2021. I'm just looking at Transfermarkt now. He only stayed there for 7 months. And I remember in an interview, he said the money he got from that move was enough to support his family for like the next decade. So he won't be going anywhere. He's very happy now to come back to Norway and basically just win trophies every year. Good. So he got his 6 month payday, and he's very happily now. I think he'll probably stay at Bodo the rest of his career, really, unless I just don't think he has a need to go anywhere else now, really. So unless somewhere else in Norway can tempt him, perhaps, or a project in Sweden. But he's not.
I mean, who else would you rather play in Norway than Bodo? So I don't know. I hope you're correct because I love the guy.
I would love to get him. I want to try and get him as an interview on the Nordic Football Podcast that I do. I'd love to interview him because he's a really interesting guy who is quite a top person, I think, from what I see. So
Nice.
he would be. But yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere, Sharky, to be honest. But he's still the best player in the league, though. He's incredibly technically good.
I love that guy.
But yeah. Anyway, thanks, Beetle. Thanks everyone who watched.
I do want to add one caveat because you guys know that I like to be cautious here. So on my Aussie play, that is tonight for me, tomorrow for you guys, the BTTS and over is a little bit more volatility. It's around the same odds as the over 2.75. So if you want to take, just in case it's a one-sided beatdown, if you want to take both teams having a score out of it, then play the over 2.75. I just want you guys to always know that's an option, just in case it turns into a 3-0 type match or something like that. Basically the same odds. So just wanted to toss that out there.
Brilliant. Okay, Ashley. We'll be back. I don't know when we'll next be back. Actually, it should be for the Conference League final preview, I think. West Ham against Fiorentina. So that's when you can check us out next, guys and girls, whatever you are out there these days. So take care, y'all, and we'll see you midweek. Goodbye.
See you later. You said y'all. Love it.